Hello YouTube, how you doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the beginning of my iRacing racing career. So yeah, picked this up a little while ago and I've been waiting for Season 2, which has just started this week. So we're at Tsukuba, the first race of Season 2. We're racing the Global MX5 Mazda, probably the most raced car in the world, and probably the most raced car on iRacing as well, as it comes kind of free with the iRacing deal when you pick up the game. So yeah, not off to the greatest of starts, not the worst either by any stretch of the imagination, but to avoid that car there I had to go a little bit wide, and there is somebody trying to get up the inside of me, but I'm on the power first, so I'm going to hold that position. So as we now go into the last turn, I'm going to be still holding my position of fourth. And I was a little bit worried when I started this race that I wasn't quite going to be on the pace. So I qualified with a 104.1. So the leader, the pink car at the front of the field there, he qualified with a 103.6, so significantly faster, half a second faster than my fastest qualifying lap. So I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to be on the pace, but that wasn't the case, and as you can see I've just dipped up the inside of the number 5 car there because he ran a little bit wide and I took a tighter line, and now I'm up to a podium, which is absolutely fantastic. So really clean race this. Well done to all the guys who took part. So I don't think I saw a yellow flag throughout the entire race. So that's some really clean and good racing. That's not to say there weren't any incidents, and I might myself have been involved in some of those. But nobody got murdered. Nobody got taken off the track. There was no puntaroos that resulted in people losing positions, races, etc. So yeah, it was a really good race. So as you can see, the pace at the moment is relatively quick compared to my qualifying time. So 104.3 just put in there, and here comes my second overtake. So on the same corner, next lap round, the number 2 car has gone wide, and I've again taken a tighter line, managed to get up the inside. So now I'm sitting in second, which, considering this is only my 3rd race in iRacing, I am pretty happy about. So I did a race in week 13 just to see what a race was like. So I raced at Summit Park, and I actually won that race, which I was quite amazed at. So I qualified 3rd in that race, and I managed to drag the 1st and 2nd cars on the grid to the first corner and get up the inside of them. And I've actually put a video of that. I have a short up on the video channel showing that move, and I then held on for the rest of that race to win my first ever race. So that was absolutely fantastic. And then I raced about an hour before this race, and I got the same position that I'm going to get in this race, in that race. But of the two, this was the more exciting of the racing. This was the better race. So this is the one that I'm putting up on YouTube for you guys to see. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, please leave a like. Consider subscribing for more content like this. I will be doing 12 weeks of racing Mazdas. So the full calendar of this season, I will be putting a video up every week. And the highs and lows of that you'll be able to follow along. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss that. And if you want to leave a comment, tell me all about your iRacing experiences. Maybe some things that you'd like to see on the channel in the future, maybe some series that you'd like to see me race, and I'll see what comes of that. Yeah, so we're still kind of behind this guy. We've just done a 103.6 on the last lap, so that's my fastest ever lap around Tsukuba in the Global Mazda, and I wasn't really even paying attention. I was so caught up in racing this guy. I didn't realise at the time that I'd just done the fastest lap. So crew chief that I had on did say that I was doing some really good lap times, but he didn't really elaborate, or if he did, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, the guy in front in the 11 car there, he's really driving well and pushing me to the limit. So as you can see, I've done a 1:03.7 there on my next lap, so he's really trying to get away, and I'm really impressed that I managed to stay with him. So obviously I am in the draft of his Mazda, so I'm getting a little bit of a tow because I'm within his draft. So as long as you're about a second away, you're going to be in the draft. So the car behind me is probably just about in my draft. So he's getting towed along on my draft, and I'm getting towed along on the leader's draft. And you know, make no mistakes, this guy up front here, he's quick, and I'm going to struggle to pass him. So he's driving really well. He's obviously quite an experienced guy, so I don't really know much more about him. But you know, being new to iRacing, haven't really raced against many people, but he's certainly driving a really good race so far. So yeah, nice little circuit, Tsukuba. It's pretty tight, and there aren't many overtaking opportunities. So as you can see, I'm quite deep or late on into the brakes there, so I can close up. But the thing with Mazdas is that it's quite easy to pass because you have, or to catch because you have that draft. But actually get past somebody, well, that is a completely different matter. So all you can really do is get behind someone and hope that they make a mistake by putting some serious pressure on them. So, you know, if we look back in my mirror there, I can see that the guys behind, there's a three-way battle going on behind us for third place, and that's actually helping us out. You know, there's been some position changes back there because the guys are battling, and that means they've now dropped off the draft, so they're now going to struggle to catch back up with us. So this is now pretty much a two-horse race for the lead of this race. But as I said, catching is one thing, passing quite something else. So the Mazda, not the most powerful car in the world, 180 horsepower I think it is. So you don't have that speed to come out of a corner and kind of pass somebody down the straight. And even as you see here, I mean, I'm getting a slight draft, but it's not enough to get even alongside. So unless the number 11 car here makes a mistake, you know, he's pretty much got this in the bag. So all I can do is put as much pressure on him as possible, and that's what crew chief's telling me constantly. You know, keep putting pressure on, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to stick to his bumper and hope that he's going to send it wide. But so far, he's doing a fantastic job of soaking up that pressure and you know, keeping me behind him. And you know, that Mazda up front there right now might as well be a bus for me to get past because it's so wide. So a little bit of a mistake there from me. Went a little too late on the brakes. I think he might have braked a little earlier than we have been braking. But obviously it did the sportsman-like thing and didn't try to capitalise on the fact that I sent it into the back of him. Thankfully didn't punt him off the track, but I did get a 4X for that. So what that means, if you don't know about iRacing, is incidents are classed as you get incident points, so you can get 0 for light contact, 2 for kind of medium contact and 4 for heavy contact, and that was deemed to be quite heavy contact, and so I got a 4x for that. And yeah, the other incident you can get is an off track when you exceed the track limits. So I do that on the last lap when I push into this hairpin coming up here just a little bit too much, and I go a little wide and get a 1x on the exit there. But all in all, a pretty clean race, to be honest. So I might yet bump him a little bit further down the line, but with a light contact. It's because I'm slightly faster on the brakes, or slightly able to brake slightly later than he can, probably because of the toe. So that was a real opportunity there. Unfortunately, I followed him in, and if I had have braked a little bit later and kept it tighter, I probably would have set up the move into this corner here. But I kind of, it's one of those things when you're concentrating, quite often you can find yourself following the line of the car that you're chasing, and that's kind of happened to me there, but that's something I have to work on. And I'm sure as the season progresses and as I get better at racing and get more used to driving the little Mazda, which I'll be honest is really fun to drive, but as I get used to driving it more, I'm sure I'll find ways to pass people and to get those moves done. But yeah, the Mazda, great little car. So if you haven't done any iRacing, or you're thinking whether or not you should, if you've got a steering wheel and you can afford the subscription, which is about £8.99 a month, I think, but it does go on offer as well, so you can pick it up cheaper than that. I would definitely say jump in and do it, because this, honestly, was so much fun to do. And you know, don't worry too much about your skill level. So you know, we're not racing at the very top end of the leagues of iRacing here. So you know, it's kind of split into divisions, sometimes referred to as splits. So this is Division 5. So in the Mazdas for this race, I think there were 18 divisions of people. So obviously Division 1 is the really fast guys. We were at Division 5, but there were people down there in Division 18 as well. You know, so it caters to all skill levels. And yeah, you shouldn't really feel bad about what division or split you sit in, because, you know, as with everything in life, you've got to start somewhere. And if you, you know, your level is not that high, it doesn't matter, because that's part of the learning. And as you race and as you get more used to doing it, your level will increase, because everything. So another little Bosch there. So I got a 0x for that one. Again, I think he's just a little earlier on the brakes, and I can brake a little bit later. But yeah, I'd definitely say jump in. Don't worry about whether or not you're any good, because, you know, unless you start practicing something, you'll never get good at it. And you know, even the best racers in the world had to start somewhere. And you know, most of those start in karting, but I think, you know, this is going to be one of the ways in the future that we're going to see, you know, race drivers of the future coming through. And you know, let's not forget that iRacing already has quite a few, you know, top racing drivers using this service to hone their skills. So, you know, this is a testament to how, you know, how kind of complete an experience it is. So yeah, I would definitely say jump into it if you enjoy racing, if you like racing cars. You know, you don't have to race the Mazdas. You can do skip barbers if you are into your open wheel and you want to be a Formula driver, you know, if you want to do GTs, then you probably want to jump into something like the Mazda. If you want to be a NASCAR driver and have a go at the ovals, then yeah, you can jump into oval rookie. Something that I think I might have a go at, because I've never really driven ovals. So I'd love to see what I can do, because I don't really know that much about it. So it might be something that I do in the future, will be some oval racing. But yeah, it's really great fun to drive. And this, I've got to say, is probably one of the best races I've ever raced in a long time, certainly. And you know, even though I'm not going to win this race, judging by how things are going right now, because we are now on the last lap, even though I'm not going to win the race, nonetheless, it's a fantastic race. And you know, it doesn't all have to be about winning. Of course, it's great to win races, it's fantastic, you feel good when you've won a race, but you can have a battle in 14th place and still have a fantastic race and a fantastic time. So yeah, don't worry about positions, don't worry about making mistakes, it's all part of the learning process. So there we are, we've done our race, we finished in second, so this was the second time I finished in second, and yeah, really happy with it. So hope you enjoyed this, thank you so much for watching, hit that like and subscribe button if you did, and I will see you in the next video when we go to Okayama.